Hey, what's up? This is House of Kicks from houseofkicks.com, and clearly you can see I put real and fake here. So what I want to do today is a comparison of the 2016 Air Jordan 12 Flu Game. I have an authentic pair on the left. On my right, I have the fake slash gray market slash replica slash whatever name you want to use pair. Now the first thing you want to do when you get a shoe online is look at the box. Usually that's a telltale sign because the box is always 99% of the time wrong. Alright? Now they might get it right, but sometimes, most of the time it's wrong. Anyway, when you look at the boxes here, the authentic box is a little longer than a fake one. I'm going to put them this way so you can actually see it. Okay? Now look, this is size 12 and you can see there's an inch difference here. There's a gap here. This is the authentic and this is the fake. There's a difference in the sizing on the boxes. Okay, this is bigger, longer, and if you look on the lining here, there's a red, you see that lining, there's red and there's red, and if you see here there is no red. It's just like this. Now when you look at it, the box here, it's like a cheaper box, so it's smooshed in. Okay, and you can see there's lines on here all over, and it's softer, and you can see the lines here. Now if you look at the Jumpman, this is a more pale Jumpman, and this is blacker, darker, and even the color on the khaki is not the same. Okay, if you see this here, it's firm, it's nice, and if you see here, it's kind of uneven, and it's a lot more pale. Let me put it down this way, and let's see the red on here on the side of the box here. Red is not the same. Okay, you can clearly see there's differences in the red. They're slightly similar, but they're not the same. And the Jumpman here is a lot darker than this Jumpman. Again, this is more pale. Okay, now let's look at the sticker. The sticker where the size label and all that kind of stuff is it. If you look here, this is the 1 and the 2 are a lot more, I guess I want to say it's smaller than this one here. If it goes over here, you see this is a little bigger and it's more glossy when you touch it. Let me see if I can't even put that the tab up here. Well, I could pull it. So the writing is not the same. Okay, it's a little smaller on the authentic. All right, and I'm gonna put the boxes this way again, and I want to show you something else. Now, if you can clearly see the size differences again. Now, if you look at the sticker, there's a sticker on the authentic. No sticker here. Just back up a little bit. Thank you, sir. And if you see the writing here, more bold here, less bold over here. This is, again, the color is more firm, and you see how smooshed in this is. There's lines and there's all that kind of stuff on it. And now let's look at the inside of the box. I'm going to put this down this way. I'm going to open it. And I'm going to do the same here, and I'm going to open it. Now if you see, you can see lines here, but they're not as apparent. Fake one, again, is smooshed in. You can see more lines, and the color is not the same. The khaki color is not the same. Paper, more dense here. The color is not the same. Here, flimsy. You see that? You just, alright? They do have that white stuff, and it comes with a retro card. Now let me see if the authentic comes with a retro card. I don't see any retro card on the authentic. No retro card on the authentic. No retro card. So interesting. And then if you look at the authentic, there's no stamp number. Fake one surprisingly has the stamp number. Okay. And again, if you look at the side of the box here, see how firm it is. It's homogeneous. Here you can see the lines. I don't know if you can see the lines, but there's lines all over here. Okay. Now let's put the boxes aside and let's get into the shoe. I hope you're following. Let me pull the shoes, and I had to write down some notes because there's a lot of things that I saw, but I will just focus on the most obvious things. Okay. Now if you look at the back here, I'm going to start off with the back. This is a real and fake. I'll put the stickers here so you can see. Okay. Let me push this a little bit and back up a little, sir. Thank you very much. If you look at the back here, there's some red here where the midsole on the back starts. You see that red part here? It's like almost like a little, it's just that red portion here. You don't see that here. It's nothing. And if you look at the back tab, You see where it ends here? There's a gap between where the midsole ends. There's a bigger gap here. It's almost like an inch. And here, this gap is smaller. Smaller gap here. And this is a little longer. And if you look, you can see the red more here on the edges. You don't really see that here. Jumpman is quite the same. 23 here is bigger. You can see the 2 and the 3 are bigger than this 2 and this 3 here. Now, if you look at the back of it, this is more straight, and this has a little bit more curve. And when you touch the leather, it's really smooth on here. Okay? And let's look at the date. That's important. If you look here, this was produced January on the 9th through February the 16th, and the factory number is LN3. And on the fake one, produced in, I guess, October, and between October and January. And this was December, by the way, I'm sorry, and the factory number is LN4. So LN4 on the fake and LN3 on the authentic. Now let's look at the bottom of the shoe. You see, this is the authentic, real. See the traction here, this portion of the traction. This shape is bigger, and this is smaller here. Same thing here, bigger, smaller. Now, when I looked at the carbon fiber, I could not really see any differences, so I would not talk about it. Now, the 23 in the bottom, you see small differences here as well. Okay, and the black here, this is more black here than here. Okay, now let's look here. This is the fake one. Now, if you look closely, you see how smooth this is. You can see the bumps, but they are not as apparent. And this is a smooth leather. When you look here, it's more like plasticky, rubbery, and when I touch it, you can feel the bumps. Here, you don't really feel the bumps. You know they're there, but you don't really feel them. All right, here you can clearly see the bumps. Same. Here's this here is almost similar as well. All right. Now, when you look at this part of the shoe, you see this part here. See how it is, curvy. Now, the material is not the same. This is I don't know what they use here, but you can clearly see. Look at this line here and look at this. That's the difference here. The cut is not the same. I think it's cut higher here, and the gap here is higher than this gap here. Look at that gap. See that gap? And look at this gap here. All right? And now, I did something yesterday. I was pushing this in, and it wasn't as firm. Okay? When I did the same thing here, it wasn't the same. You can't feel it because you don't have the shoe on hand, but when you push it, you can clearly see this doesn't go in as easily as this one. Look, I just go in and it goes in like this. All right? And when I look on the tongue, not symmetrical. Jumpman is not the same. You see this Jumpman? The Jumpman do not look the same. You see the belly has that curve, and this is kind of leaning towards the left. All right? And the shape of the ball as well is not the same. The hand is kind of sticking out this way more on the authentic, and on the fake one it's kind of straight. All right? And there's a big bump here. You can see that bump. You see how bumpy it is? Big bump. That's it. Another thing. Big bump here. The bump goes like this. Now on the fake, on the authentic, there's no bump. You can see that little dent, but there's no bump. There's no bump that big of a bump. It's not. Now let's look at the toe box. When I put my hand on it, really smooth, man. Look, really smooth. Here, a little rough. Okay. Let's look at this side here. Did I talk about this side? I don't think so. Let me flip it this way. You see, uneven. It just goes in and out and in and out. Here, very smooth, very nice. You don't really see the bumps. All right, you can feel the bumps there, but you don't really see them. Here, they are clearly apparent. All right, now I was trying to look at again the leather here, more smooth. I did not count these lines, but they kind of look the same here. Again, this cut is not quite the same as this one. I think it's bigger here than this one right here. And again, this portion is not the same. And there's still glue here. It's funny. But you know what? These shoes, the fake ones, I'll tell you what, man. See how soft it is? It's kind of soft. I don't want to shake these too much. I don't want to do that too much. But, see the tab is higher. See how high it is? Look, short tab, shorter. See that tab? Not the same. All right, so before you buy this online, so look at the boxes. All right, and then look at it on the inside, the date when it was produced. So those are the things you want to look at. Thanks for watching. And again, I'm not doing this to try to knock anybody else's hustle. I just want to show you. Thanks for watching House of Kicks. Stay tuned for more shoes.